What's going on, y'all? So we're gonna get right to business right at the beginning. There's a lot of stuff to talk about in this video. One also is an article by Push Square, which is a Sony website. It's interesting that they say Xbox publishing more games on PS5 than Sony is not a gotcha. It's just a sign of the times, the new status quo. But first and foremost, I want to roast this loser who I've already done multiple times. Now he's back on my page again saying the same thing without realizing that he already got corrected a long time ago. He's mad because I'm so good at doing what I'm doing and there's nothing he can do about it. So he came on my page salty, trying to call me an Xbox fanboy again, which you guys have seen the evidence of how much I game elsewhere. I've also been gaming since NES. I told people I like Nintendo the most. He's so dumb that he can't receive that properly. So let me correct him again. You ready to read what he said? LOL. One, it is not a win for Xbox. PlayStation former lead says that it's a win, right? It's a win for gamers. Everybody knows that it's a win if you're selling more, making more profit, your community's alive more, right? And other people get to play the game because it's not about it being locked on a hardware with a label. There's going to be exclusives, of course, they still matter, but the fact that other people get to play great games because they're only locked on one ecosystem and not everybody has a lot of money and that may be their only way to get the game is not a bad idea. So, anyways, want to get into this. Microsoft is devaluing the Xbox game console. It's called Microsoft Gaming now, moron. It's not about the console anymore. It's about the brand. Because the Microsoft Xbox is not a worldwide brand like Sony or PlayStation. It isn't. It's an American brand. That's why it's called Microsoft Gaming now. It's no longer about just the Xbox and the console. They've been past that. You're out of date by allowing other platforms to have their games. Oh my God, I wonder if we knew the console sales were going to go down because of that and that it's just stagnant. Oh man, he said something so intelligent. We didn't know about this, y'all. Do you now realize nobody's going to buy the next Xbox? You don't know that. We have to see their plans. If they get the Steam hybrid OES model, they could still be relevant and sell a good amount. We're not looking at them to outsell PlayStation or, the Nintendo console. That's just not going to happen. It's a worldwide issue. We already talked about this. But the point is they're not going to go bankrupt. You can't stop them from making consoles if they don't want to. What are you going to do about it? But if they get Steam on that next console, which I think they will, make it hybrid, make the online free because it's going to be a Steam hybrid OES model, and they'll be able to get PlayStation games on it. Oh man, that's going to be very interesting and innovating the hardware. So there's actually a difference between that and the PlayStation 5 and not them both being AMD PCs. Yeah, that would be very nice with all the other services and have a lot of timed exclusives and have games that are only there. We have to see how the cards play out, but that's looking like the route that they're going to be going. Microsoft will benefit from selling their games on PlayStation. Like, dude, you are a moron. Stop stating stuff that you would learn in elementary school from a one-on-one tag on Google by clicking down all those little things where it just tells you ask all these little stupid dummy questions. You want to go work in customer service, bro? Because you're talking to dummies. Like we don't know this. Xbox gamers will not. If a community died on a game on Xbox and it goes on PlayStation and Switch and has millions of people and they can play that game, they're going to benefit from that. If Microsoft funds more games from that, they're going to benefit from that. If they're streaming a game that they've played that's a service game like Forza and it's dying down and they want to have a lot of other people and their stream can go on, they can benefit from that. There's so many positive ways to look at how revitalizing a game that has a community, like maybe Gears of War Collection doesn't have any more players or Halo Master Chief Collection may be dying down a bit, depending on what game they want to choose, right? Because Sea of Thieves was dying, but they put it on PlayStation now it has more players. People could play more and maybe doing content from it. You have a narrow point of view on things. Who are you to say that the Xbox gamers will not? As if you speak for all Xbox gamers. Shut the hell up, loser. Microsoft is going to favor PlayStation very soon because they're going to make a majority of their money from them. This dude is coming in here saying things like he's smart. Like you're not saying anything we don't already know, and they're not favoring PlayStation. What they're doing is just making more money. And it's Satya Nadella's idea. Just to be a stronger publisher. Sony could also be threatened by that, which we're about to get to this thread in a minute, though. There's no publishing war. Sony won. What a moron to think that there's not going to be a publishing war now. That the future, when there's no longer a console and Sony can't sell those many consoles and make money off of that and make a bunch of stuff off of the third party because they don't have consoles around, that it's not going to be digital, stream, and cloud, where you're just turning on a service and things are streamed like the NVIDIA app. or it's streamed off of a cloud and you just got a controller in your hand. Now it's what do you have? What can you publish and what can you develop? If I want to choose the Xbox subscription service, if I want to choose PlayStation, if I want to choose Nintendo. They do not care if it's Microsoft or other third party publishing games on their platforms as long as it's getting a cut from the sales. They do care. Your problem is you're looking at it from the Xbox fanboy perspective. Oh, am I? Yeah. About to get roasted again. Thanks for coming back because I'm gonna roast you again. Don't claim you're not clear. Don't claim you're not. You clearly are. You're gonna tell me what the way I'm looking at things, moron. Because you're the one that can't see. You already made too many mistakes in your typing. Please never type again on my thread. I don't want you here. And it's comma and finally, please fix your camera angle. I'm gonna leave it exactly how I want. You don't tell me what to do, loser. Who are you? You're nobody. Nobody wants to see your nostrils up every time you think you made a good point on how Sony is bad and Microsoft is good. Whoever said that? You really don't know much about the gaming industry. Hmm. You can try and play it off that you do, but as somebody that has worked in the gaming industry, he said this before, and I told him to prove it, and he never did. And I put him in his place, and he disappeared for a month, and now he's back. You don't know nothing, and it's very evident. Oh, yeah? By the way, this guy's nobody. You have no resume, no nothing. You're a fraud. You're trying to come in here and make it seem like you're trying to make me feel like I don't know what I'm talking about, but really you don't know what you're talking about. I already proved that. Now I'm putting your dumb ass in front of the camera. I've been doing gaming sales all the way since back to early PS4 days, over 12 years reporting them. From Christopher Dream in the UK, from Matt Piscatella in USA, from Me Too over in Japan, doing stocks as well. What are you talking about? My evidence is really, really good. That's why I have 97, 98% like ratios. My channel is growing. You're not on the stage. You're another loser in the shadow coming on my stage from observing in the crowd. You're another backseater. You don't have any evidence about anything you say. You try to come in here sounding smart, but you're a moron. And you think you know what you're talking about, but actually you don't know and understand the gaming industry. And you're speaking like you're speaking for the whole world and every single individual. Talking about Xbox gamers don't benefit. As if you were an Xbox gamer. You're not, which is pretty evident. What you don't realize is console sales don't make the high revenue that game sales do. Profit per console is marginal compared to the game sales, and even Sony themselves said they make next to nothing per unit sold. Of course. I'd still stick with Xbox as the Series X has more powerful than the PlayStation 5 outside of the SSD speed, and the Pro just upped the CPU speed to match what the Series X already was. I mean, all that stuff is just it's about most people are not like you know power whores. You know what I mean? They really just want the gaming experience. The average person. That's why a lot of people have the S. Did you have fun paying $500 for the PlayStation 5, then another 700 to match the CPU of the X on the Pro? Wake the fuck up. That's what he said. I'll buy the next Xbox day one. They make better hardware. And as a matter of fact, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's a worldwide thing. And the Xbox brand is also on PC. That's where I mostly play mine at. I've showed too that I had 56 platinums on my PlayStation. Guarantee this guy doesn't even have 5 platinums. Been in the gaming industry for 32 years. Who are you talking to? LOL. Clearly, reading comprehension is not your strong point. Sony cares about you buying Microsoft games on their platform. That was Microsoft's idea. It's not something Sony came up and said, oh, I can't wait to get Xbox games on my platform because I have no games. And I want them to be a better publisher on my platform, making embarrassing me on my own platform. Sony's making money off Microsoft games. You see, he's another retard that tries to spin things like the 30% Sony is taking is better than Microsoft's 70%. And then Microsoft's gonna be like, I have more games and I'm getting more first party in-house game sales than you. Microsoft sold 10 million here now. Microsoft's selling 10 million copies on multiple different games, and it's looking better than Sony's. You think they want that? They'll take the profit, but at the end of the day, they still don't want that. So I started hiding their sales when Nintendo showed up. You think they wanted to know people to know that they sold 1.5 million copies on Astrobot? No, they did not. Somebody found that out. Making money off Microsoft games while making people choose to be in a PlayStation ecosystem over the Xbox ecosystem. It's a win for Sony, a major loss for Xbox owners. As far as your delusional power narrative, on paper, the Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PlayStation 5. But the funny thing is that the overwhelming majority of games current gen look better and play better on PlayStation. The only reason that happened is because Sony had market share on the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, and because developers were making more profit because they were selling more on there. When the next gen happened, they made a shortcut on the RDNA architecture. They didn't have full RDNA2 architecture. Only the Series X did. They also had machine learning day one on the Series X. So because Sony had that favorable market share, it was easy to translate the patches for PlayStation 5 from the PS4. They didn't have to do much work. And so when they got the Series X, they had to do everything from the ground up, and that it cost the developers extra money to do that. So what they would do is they would just bull rush the PlayStation 4 Pro or the PlayStation 4 settings, which they translated to PS5 onto the Series X, and they didn't utilize it from the ground up. Because if I bought a PC and it was more powerful than the other PC and it's running worse, whose problem is that? Math is telling me that this should be performing better. Why didn't you state that? Because you don't understand how things work, and that Sony gets favored market share, and they money had a lot too. So you don't understand the gaming industry. It's just another idiot trying to sound smart, but now you made yourself look dumb, and now thousands of people are going to be laughing at you. Do you know why? It's because third-party publishers choose to focus on the brand that has the largest install base. Oh yeah, but it's funny that you didn't. But it's funny that you didn't explain that the reason why the Series X was looking to perform worse is because they were bulldozing the favorite console settings and they didn't take the chance to fully optimize it for RDNA2. Of course they don't, because a lot of games are unfinished and unrushed. So Series X was getting handicapped settings, but it should have been outperforming it easily because math says it should have. So what's going on then? Then that means it's a problem for the developers. And there's a favor with Sony going on. You're the one that's the delusional fanboy coming here, Sony this, Sony that, Sony this, Sony that, trying to make Sony look good and trying to make Microsoft look bad instead of giving people the full analysis on the way things work here. I'm on my gaming PC right now. I play on Nintendo Switch. I love Nintendo the most. I have more platinums than you on PlayStation. I guarantee you don't even have 5. If so, please come on my Twitter and post it. Because you're about to see this video. I'm a way better PlayStation gamer than you. Come on, show me. Right? Guys, everybody watching, let's see if he does this. Guarantee you he doesn't. And here he goes again. You could spend your money the way you like. The majority of people don't care about the hardware. They care about the games. You know how many people sit on Twitter all day from PlayStation bragging about sales, but they don't play games? Keep making yourself look stupid. All they do is Twitter all day. Like JTech, who shoots a wall in his Doom gameplay. The average customer is going to walk into the store and they're going to wonder what platform is offering me something that the others not. He said this multiple times in multiple videos, says the same thing over and over again. It's like this copy and paste stuff to try to make himself sound smart, but it's like he copied and pasted from somebody to make himself sound smart. This guy is not bright. I'm telling you, I've seen him say it before multiple times. They're going to realize very quickly they can get Halo, COD, GTA, Fortnite, God of War, and Spider-Man all on one console, and they're going to choose the PlayStation. People choose a PlayStation for third party. That's an obvious demographic. Nope, nobody's. We haven't seen the official announcement of Halo getting PlayStation yet. No normal person would choose Xbox. Only Fanboy. No, they just may want to choose it because they just may like the American brand. They may choose it because they want Game Pass. You don't have to be a fanboy because you choose the Xbox over PlayStation. In the 360 days, they weren't fanboys. Nobody knew that blow up was going to happen. It was just better. People went with the Xbox One because they thought it was going to be better than the 360, not because they were fanboys. Because they just wanted where the best games were at and they could party chat. And that's a big if Microsoft releases another console, we really can't trust anything Phil says. You think they're not going to release another console like there's something to lie about? When Sarah Bond even said to herself that it's going to be a big generational leap and that there was leaks about the Xbox Prime? So, this video is literally just about this idiot. Who doesn't understand the gaming industry? Why would I even doubt that there's not going to be a next-gen Xbox? I know for 100% fact there is. Actually, that's not true. Majority of gamers buy a system to play a third-party game, such as FIFA, Madden, Fortnite, Call of Duty, basically any sports or live service game. That's the majority, which buys PlayStation due to it being available in more countries. Yeah, that's why Sony's still selling, but they have no games. Because people have always bought PlayStation because it's a hardware manufacturing company. It's not about in-house. In-house would be Nintendo. In-house would be why the people bought the Xbox back in the days, because they wanted to play Halo and Gears. And go online and get the mic chat. People bought Sega for in-house. And people who buy the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 is going to be bought because of Nintendo games. Sony's the only company in the gaming industry that people buy for third-party games. So what are we talking about here? Then he comes LOL. Obviously, people choose to buy third-party games. But yeah, you mentioned all those first-party games. Like Sony was selling consoles. Their whole life, they have not been selling because of first-party. That's a luxury to the side. They're very popular, but for the reason why PlayStation is better than Xbox is because of exclusive games. No, it's not. You want to say that right now? That's not why PlayStation was better. It's because they just have a loyal base and they sell more hardware. But them being better, that's not that's an opinion. Game Pass, what's better on PlayStation than Game Pass? Not even close. Cloud gaming, think that's better. The console is better. Quick resume is better than anything on there. The hardware itself, the instant on, the power supply plug-in, protection. The power goes out, you turn it right back on. You don't got to go in rest mode. Doesn't have any overheating issues. Better design console. Play anywhere. The Series X is a better console than the PlayStation 5. Talking about this console, it is a better console. Sony just sold more consoles because they're basing it's a worldwide brand. That's what they do. If you want to talk about platforms, all they have to do is give the average person a reason to choose one platform over the other. Why do you think there was a? You see how you see what this guy's trying to say? No, people buy PlayStation because they've been doing it for a while, so it's a thing that just continues going on. The PlayStation 3 was not better than the 360. 360 was way better. PlayStation 4 era was better than the Xbox One era, yes, and it was a better console. But the Series X is a better console than the PlayStation 5, that's for sure. So we're pretty much done with this idiot. Let's just look at something real quick over here. Look at this guy. All he had to do was stab the floor. Let's enjoy some comedy here.
Meu Deus do céu, o que foi isso? Vamos de novo.
Guys, all he has to do is stab the ground. He was sitting over here trying to criticize Avowed because of this, which I think is funny. By the way, I'm like 14 hours in, loving it, having a great time. It's a good game, try it out. What are we doing here, guy? Why is he not just stabbing after that? Why is he sitting there like that? What's going on here, y'all? Somebody helped him out. Oh my god, man. We're seeing some low IQ takes in this world today, y'all. Man. Bro, just stabbed the floor. There we go, yeah. Let's clap for him. There he is, man. You know what I mean? A dumb streamer blames a Valve game mechanic for something caused by the lack of gaming skills, and he's the one who'd vote for Geoff's award. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. Just wow, literally wow, holding down the attack button to do a forward thrust several times before realizing maybe I should just try a basic attack. Typical lack of understanding basic game mechanics. It's a it's a charged forward thrust, not a piercing, not a toe piercing thrust. Why is he charging it up? All you gotta do is drop down anyways. Just stand on the wood and look straight down. It's pretty simple. Yeah, there's some things about this streamer that people will make fun of. Funny stuff here. But yeah, getting back to this, you see, y'all. Oh, yeah, let's just finish this. The PlayStation isn't better than the Xbox; it's just more popular. They might absolutely choose a PC, or they may choose a Nintendo Switch. The point is, they're not going to choose an Xbox. So it's pretty obvious this guy's a fanboy, right? The majority of current games look better or run better on PlayStation. The PlayStation has exclusives that are not on Xbox. Microsoft is going to be putting all their games on PlayStation. No, they're not. You just said they're going to choose. There's no red line. It's quite evident that the PlayStation is the better platform. So, PlayStation, Sony, Sony. Get Sony's balls out of your mouth. You don't understand how the gaming industry works. You're just another Sony fanboy trying to come in here and call me a fanboy. Man, you're an idiot. And he couldn't even help himself. He's just two comments right there. Long paragraphs. Long paragraphs. Look at that. Look at that again. Look at that. Just has to just be emotional about Sony. Get Sony's balls out of your mouth. You can't even see. So we get the point here, right? Who doesn't understand the gaming industry? Remember this again, right? What this guy says, Xbox gamers are not going to benefit from Xbox games going to PlayStation 5. And nobody is going to buy the next Xbox. There is no publishing war. Boy, that's to me, guys, that right there, just when I saw that, so Sony won the publishing war. Okay. Oh man, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what y'all think. Man, too many retards in this world. Peace out, y'all.